What's going on, everybody? Average Arcader here, and it's time for another base review. Today we're going to be taking a look at Secret Underground Pro Base by Waypoint Studios. It's been a while since I checked out a base. I like checking out bases, it's kind of my thing. One, I like to see the random seeds they come with, and two, I'm always looking for a cool thing to check out. I like to build. I want to get back into like a building series on the channel. It's just I just don't have the time. You know what I mean? So one day when I do get the time that I used to have back, I will be doing more survival builds, and finding cool bases with cool locations to build in is part of that. A lot of people do like these base reviews. That's why I still try to do them whenever I see interesting looking bases. Now, this one has a very unique way of getting inside that's kind of weird. But before we go inside, let me huge shout out to my channel members: Elijah, M4 Penguin, Easty Beastie Boys, and Blockster. You guys are awesome. Thank you for helping support the channel. You guys' support really helps me out, and I truly appreciate it. Make sure you guys pay attention to make sure you leave comments on each video, whether you're a member or a channel subscriber, because of the giveaways I'm doing now each month. At the end of this month, I'll be tallying up all the people who did a comment for each video. For each video you comment on, relevant comment, you get an entry. And for members who automatically get entries into both, members will be getting a $50 gift card if they win to Amazon, and then subscribers will be getting a $40 one. All right, so let's get started. Like I was saying, this has a very weird way of getting into it, but I mean, I guess it's interesting. You give a flower to that sheep, and he's, as you see, his head twists, and then it opens up. Now, this base is actually a pretty decent base, but as you'll see later, a good chunk of it is kind of devoted to decoration. Let's actually go all the way down to the bottom. Most of the functionality is here. Now, very first thing, ease of access. That's one of the biggest things I say for a base. Don't make this elaborate hallway I have to go down, or very elaborate door I need to open to get in. Giving a sheep a flower and then dropping down into an elevator that takes you wherever you want. There's 2 floors. That's fast, quick, and easy. As soon as we hit the ground here, we're already to these things that we can use. There's tons and tons of storage in this base. Here we have the enchanting room, where we have a good amount of books set up. Looks good, and everything's ready. Here's your enchanting table. No, I could not find any Lampus in here, so that's something you will have to bring in and probably make a chest. Like I said, it's not a have type thing. I really feel though an enchanting area should have a chest nearby with Lampus already there, but the fact that it does have that set up already ready to go is a bonus. Next little room, all these pathways, these hallways down here, I'll go down one. Oh wait, that's not what I wanted to do. Back down. All these hallways will go down one. For the most part, they have some of the crafting tables. They have some of the furnaces there. But they're mostly just storage rooms. A lot of storage. And like right up front, you'll see it has some of the crafting tables and some of the things on each side. Each one having something different. So you have a potion station here. It does good. I think, like I said, the only complaint I would have is that there is no mine shaft, so you'll have to make one outside or destroy the base. And I have ran into a couple mobs, dangerous mobs spawning in. None on this floor, really. This floor is kind of lit pretty good, but the next floor I have ran into some dangerous mobs spawning in. Okay. Let's get back to checking out these rooms. So, we already checked that out. Here they have a nether portal already ready to go. Another must I feel you should have in a base. It should always have a nether portal. It should always have crafting tables. It should always have good storage, ease of access, and beds. Actual usable beds. This one does not have actual usable beds. This is kind of like a kitchen area. It's already set up, but it's really just for decoration, really, because you already have all the furnaces out there. You have a smoker, you have a blast furnace, you have normal furnaces. You already have those out there. You don't really need this because it's really nothing in here that's a must. A good chunk of this base is just decoration. And I'll get more into that later, but I don't like just a huge chunk of decoration because I feel like you could have spent that time putting something that's actually usable in the base there. Like this. This is a fake bed. Why? Why not? Like, you can build using real beds something just like this, and then it's a usable bed. Not just something that looks like a bed. I feel like the time you put in to putting this fake bed here, you could have put a real bed in, and then someone could use it. Now, if I want to use this base properly in a survival run, I have to put a bed in it. And I feel like if I'm paying for a base, it should have the basics of what's usable in them. I think a bed is a basic. And then that's about it. Like I said, as you can see right up front, you can see the different storage and crafting tools. I don't think I saw an anvil. We have a grindstone, upgrade, more storage. Yeah, I think that's the only thing I think it might be missing. I don't remember seeing an anvil. Unless I'm missing it. Let's see. No. So you would have to put one in there after you build a mine. I like the storage, especially if you're a builder like me. And I build big things. You need to grab and store things. Here's the problem. I'm gonna build a huge storage area next to my mine because that's where I'm gonna be getting a lot of the materials I'm gonna be building with. So for me to make this base work, I will have to destroy a piece of this base somewhere and create my own mine. I don't mind doing that, but I feel like what's the point of buying a base if you have to destroy something or break something in it to get it to work better for you? That's why I feel like most of these bases should have a mine shaft that started at least in them to get you going in a mine so that you can use all this. Granted, though, because of how easy it is to get in and out, it's not going to be too hard to come down storage you need to do and go do and keep going back and forth. But if you're a builder like me, which is what I think you would use all this storage for, you're going to want it closer to a mine. Now, the fact that it's close to the nether portal is also good because it's a lot of building materials I would get from the nether as well. So functionality is somewhat there and somewhat not there for this. Let's go up to the next floor. Okay. I would have to say 70% of this floor here is pretty much decorative. This area over here is basically a farm area where you have already got some decent farms going. You've got some things to plant. You can grow stuff here. You've got a bee farm over here, which is good for getting honey. So, like I said, this is very usable right off the back. And it looks cool. Now, I like it too because that you can see outside. And where is it? There's a button. There it is. This button can cover that up. So, say you created a server here and you didn't want people easily seeing what's going on in your base, you could cover that up and they wouldn't be able to even find your base unless someone came and tried to kill that sheep. So if you do that, make sure to set the spawn away from this place. All right, this next little area is, I want to say, a studio. It has cameras and little settings set up. Set up for you to shoot certain things here. I guess you could role play with your friends. You have a wheat farm you could use. Other than that, the rest of this is just decorative for you to play around with. Same thing over here. I want to say this is some type of theater of some kind. What is that? Is that supposed to be like a piano? Yeah, I think that's supposed to be like a piano. That's supposed to be like a drum set. I think it's like you're like there's supposed to be a band playing here, and then you have the different seats. So I'm guessing that this is supposed to be some type of like theater of some sort. Which, I mean, that looks cool, but I mean, as a base, what are you using it for? You know what I mean? Like what? Yeah, that's cool. You have this theater here, but that's it. You know, there's really nothing else going on. Like I said, looks cool, but there's really no use for it. And then over here you have, I want to say, a spa, because you have, I think this is supposed to be a pool, and that's supposed to be like a hot tub. You know what I mean? I have no idea. At first I thought it was a disco, but I'm like, it can't be a disco. Like, what disco has a pool and a hot tub? At least none that I've ever seen. So I'm thinking this is supposed to be a water slide. So I'm thinking this is supposed to be like a spa or like a pool area, which, you know, I'm not against pool areas. You can fish in them. But again, looks cool. Looks really good. I love how it looks. But there's really no functionality there. And then we're back. So you can, like I said, you can see it. A good chunk of the base is kind of just decoration. And I feel like a base should look interesting, but I like the smaller, more enclosed bases that just take you straight to things that you can use. You have storage areas, you have crafting areas, you have the different, making sure to have all the different crafting tables set up. Good storage, ease of access. You know, I've seen decent sized bases, but they have so much going on them, like automatic farms, or, you know, different farms for different animals. Big storage things that are already filled with stuff that you can get started. Big enchanting areas that are already got lampists, mining areas. Like, I've seen big base. You can make a good sized base that's still functional. Just having a bunch of decorative things kind of, for me, breaks the use of a good base. Okay, so you have to push, interact, or punch to change the direction you want to go on the elevator. Then it takes you back up. And now we're back outside. Alright, and if you want to close it up, you give a flower back to that, and he closes it up. That still freaks me out every single time. Alright, so let's take a look at the surrounding area. First things first, let's go find a village. So there's a village right over here. The surrounding area actually looks cool, but let's go sleep so we can go to daytime so I can actually show you what it looks like around here. A lot of cliffs, which is actually pretty cool. And there's something that spawned close here that you can actually use. So this is the closest village. It's actually a decent sized village. It has a blacksmith already here. I believe it has a librarian already here. Actually, it has 2 blacksmiths. Really decent sized base. I would recommend definitely coming here and leveling up the different villagers. Wait. Here we go. Hey, you. Get up. You can sleep. You know, if I was still working on my different building series that I did, I would definitely come to this seed. There's a lot of cool naturally forming areas to build at. I'll show you some of them. All right, so surrounding area, good amount of mixtures of forests, spruce forest, dark wood forest, just a little bit of water. But as we get to the other side, see, as you can see, this base is built into a cliff, which is pretty cool. And there's as you go this way, it's just more and more and more of them. With a lot of really good, cool cave systems for you to build around. Like I said, if I had the time, I would be doing survival building series on seeds like this, because there's just so much going on here. As you can see, so much going on. But here's the cool thing. A actual mansion has spawned here, which not easy to do. They have a very low spawn rate. So if you have a seed to where you start and there's one close by, that's actually really, 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 really good. And in the cliff section, they normally spawn in flatter areas. But this, like right here, that I just am flooded with ideas just with this little section right here on builds. As you guys know, I like to build castles and whatnot. I can see myself building like a platform and a fort or something kind of in the middle with like a big, huge, like, I want to say pillar in the going down the middle and coming up, and then having a fort and then bridges coming out to it. You know, I like to build, and I wish I had more time to do it. But maps like this inspire me to do that, because I'll find a little cool little area like that, and you go, okay, what can I put here to really make this area not only still keep the shape and the cool natural spawning look, but actually put something cool here as well. That's very, very fun. Now, I only found 2 villages. That village that I showed you, then not too far from that one is another village. One broken portal near there. I didn't really find too much actually else. Like I said, there's a lot of cliff, as you can see, spawning here. And if you're someone like me that likes building certain things, this is actually perfect for you. But if you like exploring, interacting with different naturally spawning things, there's not as many here because of how many cliffs are here. But still very good for building, very good if you are a cave diver too. There's so many different cave systems that you are going to be able to connect to coming out here on this seed. All right, guys. Very, 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 very nice seed. As for the base, I'm going to say it's okay, but I would say it needs a little tweaking. If I had time, I used to go back through and fix some bases and tweak them to where I think they would work a little bit better. I don't have time to do that. But what I would definitely add is, one, there needs to be more light on the second floor, because I did run into some dangerous mobs while I was first exploring it. Number 2, more functionality. There should be more crafting areas set up and ready to go. And get rid of some of that stuff that's just there as decoration, because I feel like stuff that actually doesn't really have a function it's just a waste of your time and other people's time. Does it work as a base? Yes. The fact that but I don't like the fact that I have to build a real bed. I'll have to build a mine shaft either outside close by, or I'll have to, like that. I feel like the musts are a nether portal, which they got, storage, which they have, ease of access, and I think mine access is another thing that I really stress on, because I mean, it's Minecraft. You should have a mine in your base. All right, guys, tell me what you think. Do you like this base? Is this something you would pick up? I think it's a nice base. I like the location, but it does need a little bit of work. But it is a functional base, which I will give it that. It is a functional base. I do like the door. I like how it's hidden, because you can get rid of all this and start a server no one would ever find your base, especially if you hide the dome. I like that ability. Like I said, it definitely has good potential. I like a good chunk of it. I just wish there was something. It is just missing a few things I feel like a base should have. All right, guys, that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you guys stay tuned. Don't worry, we're gonna be getting back to the city builder. I'm just gonna do a little bit more building off camera so that I can show you guys the progress as we make it. Then I'll just do a full city tour. So bear with me with that one. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoy. Please leave a like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification button. It really helps the channel. And I'll see you guys next video. Average Arcader out.